Hello and welcome to Local 23 News Midday. I'm Sydney Gray. Thank you for joining us. Well, new at 11, Texas DPS is investigating a deadly motorcycle crash near Brownsville last night. Investigators say the crash happened outside of Brownsville city limits. Details are limited and the victim has not been identified just yet. As soon as we get new information, we'll share that with you on air and online at valleycentral.com. The Texas Senate passed a plan to extend Medicaid coverage for new moms. Overnight, the Senate approved a bill which would extend Medicaid coverage to 6 months. Right now, 2 months are covered. During the height of the pandemic, federal waivers allowed new moms to remain on Medicaid longer than 2 months. But this bill makes some of the changes granted by those waivers permanent. The House version covered moms for a full year after birth.
But this is the right decision for Texas at the right time to take care of women that are 203% of FPL and below, that we are going to have better health care for them.
The legislation now goes back to the House to approve the Senate changes before it can advance to Governor Abbott's desk. Continuing our coverage of the coronavirus pandemic, CVS Health has announced its plans to offer a vaccination incentive for customers who are 18 and older. Starting June 1st, customers 18 and up who received a COVID vaccine or those who plan to receive one through CVS Health may choose to enter the One Step Closer sweepstakes. You'll have the opportunity to win prizes through weekly drawings and grand prize opportunities. We have more information on eligibility requirements and prize details at valleycentral.com. Other news across Texas happening today. Governor Greg Abbott is heading to Fort Worth to talk about the state's border security. According to the governor's office, he plans to discuss the state's efforts to stop drugs from being smuggled into our state. His press conference begins at noon, so be sure to stay with Local 23. We'll have updates both on air and online at valleycentral.com. Other news happening across Texas. Several counties along the West Texas border declare states of disaster due to large numbers of migrants being trafficked through the area. Officials say it's threatening residents, businesses, and putting migrant lives at risk. Several counties have reported water lines being cut and fires being started as migrants trek across the region. You can read the full disaster report at borderreport.com. Continuing our coverage of the San Jose rail yard shooting, officials have now identified all 9 of the victims. Today, a vigil and memorial are scheduled to honor them. NBC's Miguel Almaguer has more details as investigators try to piece together what happened.
The crime scene behind me is still being processed by investigators. They're looking for any new clues in this investigation. What they don't have is a motive. Why the gunman opened fire and killed 9 of his colleagues where he had worked at for more than a decade. Investigators believe that the gunman arrived here Wednesday morning with the intent to kill, moving between 2 buildings, gunning down as many people as he could before police, who had a substation and a headquarters just across the street, arrived on scene within seconds of the shooting.
They went into the building while the shots were still being fired and confronted the suspect.
And the suspect then took his own life?
Yes.
Today, we're learning more about the victims who range in age from their late 20s to mid-60s. Many of them left behind grieving families who are still trying to cope with this tragic loss. Investigators say it may be some time, if at all, before they determine a motive. Miguel Almaguer, NBC News.
Well, that 9th victim was identified overnight as 49-year-old Alex Fritsch. Here are the names of the other 8 people killed. President Biden has ordered flags to fly at half-staff to honor those victims. He's also calling on Congress to take immediate action on gun control. Switching gears here now, it's 11:05 and meteorologist Freddie Vela has a look at our forecast, and I'm so happy to say I've seen the sun for 2 days now, so hopefully even more, Freddie.
Yeah, you know, as of now, the sun will be out for a few more days. Saturday, we have a little bit of a bump, but I'll get to that in just a moment. Temperatures right now already into the mid-80s. Folks, it is going to be a hot and humid day, so just be careful. DHR Health Cam out towards Edinburgh showing the cloud coverage, but hasn't stopped the sun from kind of chilling with us as well, and we're going to enjoy it as it comes, because today would be actually a really good day to go to the pool or the beach. Winds right now are picking up, though, so if you're going to go to South Padre Island, just be careful. You don't want that umbrella to fly away. And coming up in about 10 minutes, I will explain how much hotter it can actually get, how hot it's going to feel, and if we have a shot at rain. That's all coming up. Don't go anywhere.
All right, thank you so much, Freddie. Making headlines today, the Federal Aviation Administration approves the creation of a pilot records database. The database is expected to collect employment history, training, qualifications, and drug and alcohol histories. Air carriers would be expected to consult the database before making a hire. Advocates of the database insisted that if airlines knew a pilot's history, some would have never been able to fly a plane. The FAA has until June to publish the final rule in the Federal Register, but airlines and other operators will have a little more than 3 years to fully comply with the new rule. The federal government continues to mail out and deposit stimulus checks into Americans' bank accounts. The latest update from the IRS and Treasury Department says more than 1.8 million payments have been distributed over the past 2 weeks. The money is part of the American Rescue Plan. Now, if you're still waiting on your money, you could receive it within the next 2 weeks, or you may need to update your information with the IRS. Across the RGV, a cat that had been abused in Edinburgh is now home from the vet, according to an animal rescue center, that is. Employees at Murphy Safe Haven in Edinburgh say animal control workers brought the cat to the Palm Valley Animal Society last week. Authorities at Murphy say the cat had apparent gunshot wounds and even holes in its ears from stab wounds. The rescue center says the cat, who's named Kismet, is full of love and slowly getting back to normal. Coming up, there's new ways to get around town. We'll show you the new city edition and how easy it'll be to use. But first, Mission CISD names Christian Gallardo as its Employee of the Year. He's a computer tech at Leal Elementary School. He was nominated for his positive influence and getting things done. From Local 23, we want to say congrats to you, Christian.